stream. I'm joined by Scarlet. Hi, Scarlet.
Hello. Hi.
Do you like the burger that I got you? I actually don't know what's in there. I hope you like.
This is my
beef.
favorite. How did you know? You got my favorite meal? Oh my god.
I guessed. I guessed. I think. I don't know.
You nailed it. You nailed it.
Thank you. Thank you. Guys, is this how you? I won. I won at life. I did it. I managed to impress a woman. I did it.
Wait, is this a date?
I mean, no, but it could be. I won, guys. It's over. No, but today we are with Scarlet. We're gonna be teaching Scarlet about Formula 1, and maybe some of you guys as well don't know stuff about Formula 1, or you'll be learning today, or you'll probably be judging the things that I'm telling Scarlet, because maybe I'm telling her everything wrongly. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh.
Do you
Okay.
trust me, right?
I trust you. I trust you.
Do you think I would tell you any false information? I would never do that,
Never.
right?
Never. I could never ever see you give me any false information ever.
See? I did it. This is it. Now I can feed you with all the false information in the world.
Yippee!
You're not supposed to be excited for that. Oh no.
No false information.
Okay, so to get started, right? I want you to tell chat what got you into wanting to know about Formula 1 in the first place.
Well, I pretty much do every sport except any kind of motorsports. And at one point, I did, like last year, I started getting interested in Formula 1.
Ooh.
And I got attached to Logan. And then a week later, Logan no longer drove, did his little thingy. So I got sad and abandoned F1. But then I was like, no, you know what? I do all the other sports. I think it's time to actually properly learn F1 because I want to learn it. And pretty cars go fast, vroom, and I want to go fast, vroom.
Well, yeah, everyone likes to go fast, am I right? Rip to Sergeant, first of all, fallen soldier, R.I.P. But second of all, you do have a team that you already kind of are biased towards, right? Like who I was gonna say who's your bias, but like that's not it's not K-pop. And just to let you guys know, I don't listen to K-pop at all. I don't know why I said that. So
I used to, so I understood immediately.
who's the team that you support or want to support?
I tend to gravitate towards McLaren. For no reason, actually. It's just the team. Every time I think of F1, I'm like, I like that. I like that. That's cool. I like that one. So.
I think you're pretty based for that, you know. I'm not biased or anything, you know what I mean? Like I'm a third party in this whole situation. I don't have the bias towards McLaren, absolutely not. I don't know what you're talking about, but no, McLaren's a pretty nice team to pick. She wasn't paid to say that. Shut up. She was not paid to say that.
I was paid to say that.
What?
She paid me a lot of money to say that.
No, they did not. No, they didn't.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I genuinely do like that team, or at least the colors. It's pretty.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say you've got like pink on you right now, and
oh yeah.
There's a team called Alpine that pretty much likes pink.
I love pink.
Yeah, they have pink on their car, so
Ooh.
she might be
Is it
changing.
controversial to have a second team?
It's not controversial to have a second team. You can have how many teams you want. There's like 10 of them.
Fantastic. Good to know. Great to know.
There's 10 different teams, so I'm just gonna like quickly run through the teams. So we've got McLaren, obviously, the orange team. Sorry, papaya, as I like to say. It's not orange. It's papaya, guys. Yes. And then we've got Red Bull, which my greatest rival of all time is located in the Red Bull team. Max Verstappen, which I'm sure that name rings a bell.
Every time I see a tweet of yours, I see Max in the, not Max himself, but people replying with pictures of Max or something. I assumed he was like your favorite or something.
No! Max is my rival, okay? Let's get this clear. Max is absolutely my #1 rival. I am faster than Max.
Which means you absolutely love him. I get it. I get it. I understand.
No.
That's me with Anthony Volpe. Anthony Volpe is on the Yankees. I can't stand the Yankees, but like I can't, you know? I don't like that guy. I love that guy.
What? That's not my dynamic with Max Verstappen, okay? It's completely different.
Okay.
Whatever you're doing, it sounds healthy. That's great. But
I believe you.
For me, Max Verstappen, I gotta see him in my wing mirrors only, okay? I will never see him in front of me, ever. Ever! Yes.
I believe you.
Yes. Yes, please believe me. I do. A very reliable source of information. Yeah. But Max Verstappen's in that team. There's also a newly acquired seat next to him that belongs to Yuki Tsunoda, who is the only Japanese driver on the grid. He's so tiny. He is so small.
So tiny. I love him.
But yeah, he's in Red Bull now. Before he was in RB, which is we'll get to this, but Red Bull has another team called RB.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, they it's kind of weird, but RB and Red Bull are 2 different teams. Just as long as you know that, then you're fine.
Okay, good to know, because I would have definitely thought they were the same.
I think they're now referred to as VCARB because it stands for Visa Cash App Red Racing Bulls. Oh,
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. They're gonna have like all the sponsors in the name, you know? It's like with Ferrari. Isn't Ferrari now called HP Ferrari or something?
Oh.
Because their biggest sponsor is HP.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Like, you know, Hewlett Packard, the one that makes all the computers and stuff, you know what I mean? There you go. Scuderia, Ferrari, HP. Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, so there are a lot more teams. There's like Kick Sauber, which is Kick, like the streaming website Kick.
Oh, okay.
It's really weird though, isn't it? Because like you don't see a Twitch car.
Yeah, that's actually, I never even thought about that. Whoa. What? Huh?
Yeah, there's a Kick car. It's green and black, and yeah, it's I think it's gonna be changed soon, but it's still gonna be an existing team.
Green and black is what I wore in soccer.
Oh.
When I played soccer, that's what I wore. Those were my colors. It was green and black, like neon green and black.
That's amazing. You would probably wait a minute. You're like Lando Norris's helmet colors. He's got like the neon green and black, hasn't he?
I have something to say about Lando later.
Oh, I mean, you can spill the beans now if you want.
Okay. I think maybe I got on the wrong side of F1 TikTok.
Wait, but you can't start off your sentence like that. What does that mean?
So, I'm a little bit scared of Lando fangirls.
Right?
They scare me.
What?
And I don't know if I were to say anything that's not positive things about Lando, I'm a little bit terrified for my life.
What? Why? What have they been saying? Do I want to know actually? Are you a Lando girly? Okay, wait. This is gonna come across really weirdly because everyone's gonna say yes, but I'm not. Listen, I am a McLaren fan, I respect Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. And I'm kind of a bit more leaning towards Piastri, okay? But, like, I am a very mature individual, and I do not stan people. I do not idolize people. That's just not what I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen some comments that Lando girlies say, and I'm really scared, and so I made a point to get off of F1 TikTok as fast as I could. Because I'm scared.
You know what? I get it.
It brought me back to when I used to like K-pop. It was like that. I was like, oh my god. I was like, I need to get out of here fast.
I get it. I do get it. I have heard some outrageous things.
Yeah.
Good luck to the F1 girlies out there. Not to say that, you know, there are some normal people. Oh, okay, that's like the wrong word. There are some emotionally mature people when it comes to Formula One, but there are some people who are a bit delulu. Is the safest way to put it. And like
me.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Oh. Are you a Lando girl?
I'm not a Lando girl. I'm Delulu in hockey.
Oh, okay, that's different.
Like if Nico Heischer looked my way, he's basically asking me to marry him. That's what it is.
Oh.
I don't make the rules. He glanced in my general direction. He's like, Scarlet, marry me. I'm like, okay. Sure. But that's a whole different thing, you know?
Like, breathing the same oxygen means that you're married or something?
Yeah. You get it. You understand. You and Max. You get it. You get
How
it.
does me and Max? That's not the same thing at all. If me and Max breathe the same air, I'm already in the wrong place at the wrong time, okay? I need to get out of there. I'm not supposed to be in the same vicinity as him, okay? That's different. That's different.
Anyways.
Oh gosh.
I'm learning so much.
No, you're not. I mean, yeah, you are.
I've learned so much. I'm really happy to know who your Kamiyoshi is. I'm glad to know it's Max.
My Kamiyoshi is Lightning McQueen.
You know, that's actually so valid.
Yes, thank
That's
you.
such a based response. That's so based.
Thank you so much. Why is everyone saying that Max has a restraining order on me? No, he doesn't.
Tyler Freeman has a restraining order on me.
Oh.
Probably.
You know,
I didn't do anything.
I think that's for the best.
Yeah. It's not okay. Wait, it's not even my fault. Okay. That poor guy. So if for those of you who don't know, Tyler Freeman, he's a professional baseball player. He was on the Cleveland Guardians. He got traded to the Rockies. He is my favorite, just athlete in general, in all of baseball, in all sports. And I have met him quite a few times. I have a huge selection, or a huge collection of stuff that's all signed by him. And I have a lot of friends who are content creators, baseball content creators, across the United States. And so whenever he goes to like a away game, so like if he's in California, I have friends who will meet him and be like, Scarlet says hi. Scarlet's a really big fan of you.
Oh,
do you know who Scarlet is? And it makes it look really bad on me because it looks like I'm stalking the poor dude. And I'm not. But everywhere he goes, I have a friend in a state who's like, Scarlet says hi. My one friend's mom met him and said Scarlet says hi, and that she's a big fan.
Oh my god. He's probably thinking,
It's
who
bad.
the heck is this Scarlet person that everyone keeps telling me about?
It's not even my fault. They're setting me up for failure.
Oh god. Well, listen, on the off chance that you do get to see him one time, okay, and you actually get to like meet him and everything, at least he knows who you are.
I have met him multiple times.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like, it's fine, right? It's fine.
Actually, it is fine. It is fine. And the reason why is because I have a lot of friends in the Cleveland Guardians organization who work for the team. And one of them is a photographer who was talking to him, and he brought me up in a conversation. I don't know if she was just telling me that. I don't know if she was just telling me that, and it was like not true or what, but I believe her. Like, I trust her. And he brought me up, and he was like, oh yeah, she's like that one, like, she's like YouTuber, like whatever, right? And you know, she was like, yeah. And the photographer was like, oh, she wants to play MLB The Show with you. And he was like, yeah, I'd be down. What? What do you mean I'd be down? To play MLB The Show with me? My cameo should play MLB The Show with me? What? That's not supposed to happen.
It happened.
He's not supposed to know who I am.
It's
like,
too
what?
late. It's too late.
I'm in too deep.
Yeah. It's over now. You just gotta sign your life away. That's it. You're gonna pass out.
I mean, I'm not complaining.
Yeah. Good. Good.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, I'm totally okay with that. I'll just sob afterwards.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's healthy.
Well.
Oh no. Should we go on with the more teams? Should we talk about some more teams?
Oh yeah, we're talking about F1. Yes. Sorry, I derailed. I literally pulled the train completely off the track. My bad.
It's fine. It's healthy to hear about your very luxurious love for baseball. You know what I mean?
Luxurious love.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely.
Speaking of luxury, the next team is Ferrari. Ferrari is obviously like the red team. They are the oldest team in Formula One. They've been there since 1950, which I think was the first year that Formula One ever happened.
Wow, that's older than me.
Wait, what?
That's older than me.
Isn't that older than everyone?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm not like 100 years old. Or 75. What is math? Wait, 50, 60,
75.
70. Yeah, that's older than me.
The only reason I knew it was 75 is because this year is the 75th anniversary of Formula One.
Oh, that actually, yeah, that makes sense.
I didn't need to calculate it, I just remembered.
I failed math.
Oh, I don't know how to do maths. I'm a VTuber. What are numbers?
True.
Yeah. But yeah, Ferrari has two drivers as well. One of them is... Oh my god, I was about to say Carlos Sainz. No. One of them is Lewis Hamilton.
I know him.
Yes, he drove for Mercedes for a very long time. And then he, this year, he moved to Ferrari. So it was a very recent transfer. And then the other driver is Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc. Which, you know, I was telling you just before that I was eating his ice cream.
Yes.
Very delicious ice cream. Why is... Diffusion, shut up. He's saying to... Oh my god, you can't say that! You can't say that! He said, please impregnate me to Charles Leclerc.
Huh?
You can't say that!
Oh. Okay.
That's too much. That's way too much.
This is the vibe here? I got it.
No, that's not the vibe here. That is not the vibe here. Women love Charles. Right. Yeah, Charles is like, how do I explain it? You know how there's always that one guy in every sport that everyone just swoons over? Charles Leclerc is that one guy that everyone swoons over.
I get, yeah, Jack Hughes is it for hockey.
Okay, yeah. I don't know who that is, but okay.
Yes.
Yes. So Charles Leclerc is that guy. Men also love him. Men do say that if Charles Leclerc was to call them babe or something, they would pass out.
Oh, that's so valid.
Yeah.
Wait, let me look. I have the F1 drivers pulled up. Let me look at this guy.
Charles Leclerc.
Okay.
See,
I understand it. I get it.
See, I can't look at Charles Leclerc the same ever again after someone compared his face to Richard Hammond. Richard Hammond is like he used to be a TV presenter of a car show in the UK.
Oh.
Called Top Gear. Top Gear.
Just look that guy up. All right.
So yeah, Hamilton is now part of Ferrari. Charles Leclerc is also part of Ferrari. I think Charles Leclerc is going to be staying there for a while. It's kind of like his father's legacy or whatever to get him into Ferrari, and now he does it for his father that passed.
Oh, okay.
And what other teams are there? We talked about Sauber. We talked about Alpine a little bit. Alpine is the French team, so that already gives a little bit of a bias because people don't trust French cars in general. They're quite unreliable.
Oh, did not know that.
And Alpine has Pierre Gasly, who's French, and oh my god, I'm gonna forget. Is it Esteban Ocon, who's also French? So they're both French.
Oh, okay.
Is Esteban Ocon part of Alpine or is he part of Haas? I forgot. I actually forgot. They fired Ocon? Okay, wait. Who is... I forgot. This is how you know I don't know. Because I don't look that far down. I don't look that far down the grid. That's bad, actually. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The other guy's Doohan. Yes, Doohan. Jack Doohan. So it's Pierre Gasly and Jack Doohan, and they both have really short shaven hair.
Oh.
So yeah. Pierre Gasly.
Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah. There was kind of a theory going around that Pierre Gasly got a hair transplant, but that's like a whole new thing that we don't need to talk about.
Oh, okay. All right.
Who else are there? There's Haas, which we just talked about. Haas is actually an American team.
Oh.
I bet you didn't know that.
Did not know that.
But the head of it is a Japanese guy.
Oh.
Yes.
That makes perfect sense.
And then it's got Esteban Ocon. And the other driver, which I also forgot, is... Let me find out. I should probably have this in front of me. Hang on a minute. Where's the Formula One? Oliver Behrman, yes, of course, Oliver Behrman. The reason why I'm forgetting so much is because the new season just started and they mixed around all the teams and drivers and everything.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Oliver Behrman is a British guy. He's really tall, really tall. Like gigantic, actually. How tall is Oliver Behrman? He's like he's at least 6'5". He has to be. Oh, jeez. 1.8 meters. I don't know how much that is in
1.8 meters, 2 feet is... That's not correct.
Height in feet. 6'3". Oh, he's 6'3". He's not 6'5".
That's still tall. That's still really tall.
6'3" is really tall. Yeah, he's a giant. He's very new. This is his first year, but he did like drive Formula One cars last year quite a bit because he was sort of like replacing people in emergency situations. So
okay.
Yeah, he has a bit more experience compared to all the other new people. This is gonna get confusing now because I've told you so much just already.
It's okay. I think I'm on the same page right now.
Okay.
I think we're good.
After Haas, what other teams have we got? So we talked about Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, which obviously has Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. We talked about Sauber, but we didn't talk about the drivers. So Sauber is a bit of a special one because, like I said, they don't do really well. They're pretty much at the bottom of the grid a lot of the times. I shouldn't be laughing. I'm sorry. They basically have a really bad car. Their two drivers are Nico Hülkenberg and Gabriel Bortoleto, which...
I love these names.
Gabriel's new. Nico Hulkenberg is not new. He's been in Formula 1 for a while. I can't remember what team he was in last year. I think it was Haas. And yeah, he got moved to Nico Hulkenberg. He got moved to kick Sauber.
Oh, okay.
And oh my god, there's so many more teams. So we've got Mercedes as well. Because obviously I told you that Lewis Hamilton drove for them, right? But
yeah,
now he's not there. So now we've got his teammate still there, which was George Russell. Tall British guy. He's also really, really tall. And then the second driver is a new kid called Kimi Antonelli.
Okay.
And apparently Kimi Antonelli and Oliver Behrman are friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fun.
Very fun. You see them hang around a lot. There's like all sorts of relationships across the grid actually. But yeah, Kimi Antonelli's still studying in school, which is wild because I'm sure you know with all sports that most people who get into sports, they sort of drop out of school after a certain age because it's like they don't need it anymore, you know? But for whatever reason, Kimi Antonelli, even now while he's doing Formula 1, he's still in school.
Oh, okay.
It's probably the only case that's ever happened.
In F1?
Yeah. I'm not too sure though. I don't want to like put a trademark on that.
No, yeah.
But yeah, he's still studying. And we've got two more teams. We've got Aston Martin, which is like a green car as well. And they've got Fernando Alonso in there, who is a very experienced driver. He's like 40 something now. And we've got...
I can see that.
Hey! You can't judge his age by his face. What the heck?
Respectfully, he does look experienced.
Oh. I mean, that's a nice way to put it.
Well, yeah, he looks like he's been driving for a while.
Oh.
I would trust being in a car with him. I feel like I wouldn't die.
Okay, that's valid. That is valid. I'll take that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then his teammate is Lance Stroll, who, I mean, he's a bit of a nepo baby, isn't he, guys? Let's be honest. He's a bit of a nepotism hire, you know? He's a bit of a... The reason I'm saying that is because his dad owns the team.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he was just guaranteed basically to get in at some point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. People don't like him.
Okay. For that reason?
But also he's really bad.
Oh, okay. Well, that's... Okay. Fair enough.
So, yeah. I think the last team we've got to talk about is RB. Oh, no. We got to talk about Williams as well. So, RB is the other Red Bull team. It used to have Yuki Tsunoda. It doesn't anymore. Now it's got Liam Lawson and Isaac Hadjar. Isaac Hadjar is a pretty strong driver. At least, I'm not going to say in Formula 1 yet, but he's really strong in Formula 2. He was. Obviously, he's not there anymore. And Liam Lawson is just another person that people don't really like.
Okay.
Because he talks really big, and he does not have that performance to talk that big.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
And Williams is the last team, which is a British one. And that's got Carlos Sainz, who used to be in Ferrari. And now he's in Williams. And it's got Alexander Albon, who's a British guy. There's a lot of British people in Formula 1.
That kind of makes sense to me. When I think of Formula 1, I kind of just think of that general area.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Okay.
He's Thai. He's like Thai British. Like his nationality is British, but his background is Thai. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's all the drivers and teams. There is a lot, so I understand if you don't remember them all, because obviously I get confused myself too. There is 10 teams and 20 drivers at the moment, and the reason I'm saying that is because next year, for the first time, they're adding like another team. So there's gonna be 2 more drivers, and the other team is confirmed to be Cadillac.
Okay.
So another American.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. I see. I have the, like I said, while you were going, I have the whole, like, the F1 website pulled up, and I was looking at everything.
Perfect.
Like, as you were saying it. Okay. So the grid, that just refers to the drivers and their teams, right? That's what you're talking about? That's is that like, does the grid refer to like their ranking of how well they're doing, or is it just the drivers and team? That's just nothing specific?
No, it's nothing suspicious. It's specific. I made it sound like I'm saying suspicious.
Suspicious.
The grid is just like whoever's like currently racing.
Okay.
It's nothing else. Like, it's just its drivers and teams. Some teams do have like backup drivers and stuff. So like I said, if someone is to fall sick or whatever, then they pull in their reserve driver, as they're called, and they drive for the team.
Okay.
There have been specific scenarios where that has happen, like I said, with Oliver Behrman last year, right? But this year, I don't think there's been anything so far, apart from like practices and stuff, but they kind of have to do that, because I think there's a rule within Formula One where they have to let their reserve drivers or academy drivers or something like that race, I think 6 times or something for the whole year.
Okay.
Not like race, sorry, but like do practice stuff.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So then, I imagine when like needing to sub out drivers for whatever reason, that's not common necessarily. Like, it's not the most common thing.
Definitely not common. It's they try to avoid it as much as possible. There was one incident where Lewis Hamilton was really sick, but he still forced himself to race.
Jeez.
Yeah, and he won actually, but yeah, he was actually really sick.
Oh no.
They push themselves to the limits all the time.
Then how often do they race? Like, how many races are there in a year? Is there a set amount?
Yeah, there is. The schedule is, I don't know exactly how many there are in a year actually. I just kind of follow it week by week, but it ends like around early December. There's 24 races this year, chat saying 24.
Okay.
However,
so it's a long season.
Yeah, but there's not like a race every week. It's kind of divided. It's sort of differently, because like last week we had Japan.
I saw something about that.
Yeah, and then we didn't have a race before that week, but it was like the week, so like 2 weeks before we had a race, which was in China.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I saw stuff about that too. Okay, interesting. I have to get used to like sports that don't, because like my main thing is obviously baseball and hockey.
Yeah.
And baseball plays 162 games in a season.
Holy moly ravioli.
And so basically it's like, on average, it's like 3 games like in a row every day, like 1 game, 2 game, 3 games, a day off, and then another 3 games. Or sometimes it's back to back to back, so like boom, 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 boom. So
oh my gosh.
We get, like, you can basically turn on the TV and there will always be a baseball game playing from your team. It's basically almost every day from March to about October.
Oh my goodness. That's a
so
lot.
I have to get, yeah, it's why it's hard for me to get like I like football, like American football, but it's hard for me to like super get into it because how they only play very not a lot. Basically, they do not play that much. I don't know how many teams or games are in a season, but it's very little, and so it's hard for me to like. I'm so baseball brain, and hockey has a lot of games too. Hockey plays I think 80 something games in a season.
That's a lot.
So it's a lot. It is a lot, especially because hockey is a very rough sport. It is a very rough sport, and they play so often, you know.
Yeah.
So I gotta get used to sports that don't play as often, which I can do. I don't know. It depends on how much I get into it, though.
Yeah, I get that. I think with Formula 1 specifically, it's one of those easier sports to get into because you don't need to know every rule or every driver or anything like that. Like all the stuff I'm teaching you today, you don't even have to memorize it. Like the broadcast tells you what's going on, and the commentators always explain everything, which is what makes it so easy to get into. But yeah, it's like you don't need to have any background information or any of that stuff. If you want to learn it, it's really easy to find the information. But yeah, it's pretty easy compared to other sports. I think like when it comes to like sports with loads of rules and everything, that makes it a lot harder to understand. Formula 1 does have rules. However, like I said, the commentators explain when someone's broken a rule, how that breaks a rule, and what sort of punishment they might receive from that. And you kind of get everything happening and explained to you live. So it's pretty nice.
Yeah, baseball can be very tricky to to explain to people who don't know anything about it. Just because baseball is a super analytical game. So like, if you heard me talking to someone about baseball, you're gonna be hearing stats brought up all the time because it's super important. Whereas in other sports, like stats are important, but they're not that important. Like you can talk about it without necessarily bringing up stats. Baseball, you almost have to bring up stats. Like you have to talk about the slash line. You have to talk about like you know, the players' like career stats or their season stats, like home runs, walks, you know, on base percentage, things like that. WAR. There's a lot of stats, so it can be very tricky to explain something like baseball to someone. And also there's like a lot of it can be pretty dumbed down pretty easily. I don't want to say dumbed down, but you know, it can be pretty simple to explain, but then when you start getting to more advanced stats, like good luck.
Oh no.
Good luck. It's difficult. So it's nice to have a sport where I can like kind of like not feel overwhelmed getting into, you know?
Yeah. Formula 1 is definitely not overwhelming at all. It's so easy. We don't have much stats at all. It's, I don't know, it's just so easy to get into. With the terms of rules and stuff, there is a governing body that's in charge of like all the rules and how they're put in place and how the season changes and all that sort of stuff. And they're called the FIA. And I'm sorry for saying that word, guys. I should have like censored it. All right, not even a word. It's like an abbreviation. But the FIA is quite, I would say, controversial. As you can see in chat.
Yeah, chat does not seem to like that.
The FIA makes really weird decisions sometimes. Just to put it in perspective for you, I think it was in Japan. A driver was late to the national anthem. All the drivers have to be present for the national anthem of the country to show respect and to like show that they care about the country and that kind of stuff, right? And one of the drivers, Carlos Sainz, was running late, and the FIA investigated that incident of why he wasn't there. Turns out he had a verified health issue and he needed the toilet because of this health issue. And they took that incident, they made a conclusion, and they said, we're gonna punish you. You have to pay 20,000 euros in fines.
Wow.
Yeah. They're also a non-profit. So it's like, where is that money going?
Yeah, interesting. Okay. Okay, good to know. Good to know. So I know from chat and you that FIA no good.
No good, but unfortunately,
No good.
there would be no Formula One without them. So it's kind of like,
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I did have I've been writing down as we're talking. I've been writing down questions.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, like as you say something, I'm like, oh, okay. One of the ones I was very curious about. So things like, for example, baseball. I'm sorry, I keep bringing up baseball. It's like what I know.
There's nothing wrong with that. Bring it up.
Yeah. So in baseball, for example, you have the minor and major leagues. The major leagues are like, when you think of like big, you know, the big, you know, the minor leagues are a system that helps develop players to get to the major leagues. It's like, you know, they move up. So there's like high A, double A, triple A, and then you have the major leagues. Basically, the minor leagues are where you train to get there. You know, it's still professional baseball, but it's just not on the national level like how MLB is.
Yeah.
Is there a system like that in F1? Like, how do you get to F1?
Yes. So basically, you have to start off as an infant.
Okay.
I'm not lying. You have to start off
driving
like,
out of the womb. Got it.
Pretty much. You start off with go-karting, professional go-karting, at a really, really young age, and then you kind of work your way through the system. So it first starts off with Formula 4, which is it's still the same shape of, well, not the same shape of car, but it's like a one-seated car with open wheels, like the same sort of style of car, I would say. It doesn't go to the same speed, obviously. It's a lot slower, and yeah, you're still racing along the same racetracks, but you're just in a different, slower car. So it starts off with Formula 4. Then the step up to that is Formula 3. So again, it's a bit faster, still not as fast as a Formula 1 car, but the same style of car. You still go on the racetracks and all that kind of stuff, but you're racing against people in Formula 3, and then obviously Formula 2, and then you kind of work your way up until you get into Formula 1. And it's kind of one of those things where I know in America they have that system where you play like high school basketball games or whatever, and then you try and impress a coach from like an actual team, right? That scouts your games. So they do the same thing in Formula 1 where they scout Formula 2. I don't know if they scout the other ones, but they scout Formula 2, and they're like, which new person would be good for Formula 1 that we can like take into our team for next year or something. So that's the way it works. It's kind of similar, but not really.
Okay, interesting. So then, like, because I always, whenever I always hear like the same few people brought up, and I don't know if it's just because of this season, last season, whatever, but I always hear the same few people brought up, and there's only the 10 teams, soon to be 11, and then there's 2 drivers for each team. Is it always like those same people? Like, did you get new people in F1 often? Because I feel like there's, at least compared to the sports that like I watch and stuff, like there's so few teams. But I always hear about the same people over and over again. Do people get switched out often?
No, I would say that a lot of the people that are in Formula 1 kind of stay in Formula 1. But like I said, this year is the exception to that because there's a lot of new people. So like I said, Oliver Behrman is new, Gabriel Bortoletto is new, Isaac Hadjar is new, Duan is new, Lawson is new, who else is new? I think that's it. But they're all new people, they're all young, they kind of just, the teams kind of just want to keep their teams as it is, because the drivers have to build a relationship with their race engineer, and the race engineer essentially acts as the communication between the driver and the team. So that's where the radios come in. When you hear them on the track, you can hear them communicating to each other. They'll ask them like, how's the car feeling? Or, oh, you need to slow down and like look after your tires or something like that. And they kind of act as like relaying the information between the team and the driver. Sometimes the driver will say, oh my gosh, like my right rear tire is feeling really bad. and then he'll say okay on the radio and talk to the team about it. Do they want to arrange a pit stop, that kind of stuff. But setting up that relationship, it obviously takes time. And likewise, they need to learn how to communicate to the driver, because some drivers like a lot of information. Some drivers don't like a lot of information. They don't want to be babysat. So it's kind of like building that whole thing. It's also the fact that they have to kind of tailor the cars around them too. And even the seats themselves are molded to their body. So it comes with costs as well. So yeah, it's kind of like, it's not common for them to introduce new drivers, but when it does happen, it's exciting.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's interesting to me, just because, like, in baseball, we have 30 teams.
Yes.
And you have the 26-man roster, and then you have a 40-man roster. So you are constantly seeing new people all the time. And, like, you obviously will have, like how you said in F1, like, you have your players who are kind of there for, like, a while. But then, like, I don't know. It's very interesting to me, because it seems like, at least from what I'm understanding, you could go, like, years seeing very familiar faces, and there's not that many drivers. So I was just curious. Yeah, okay, I see.
And it's also
I was just
like
wondering how often it was switched up.
It's also dependent on the contracts that they have, because I think Max Verstappen has like a 7-year contract or something crazy with Red Bull. So yeah, it just depends on what they've signed and how long they've agreed to be there and all that kind of stuff.
That's funny, the 7-year. In baseball, there's a player named Vladimir Guerrero Jr. who just signed a 14-year contract with the Blue Jays. 14. Shohei Ohtani's on, I believe, a 13 or a 12-year contract for $700 million.
Jeez.
Yeah, and then we have Juan Soto, who signed, I think, a 14 or a 13-year contract. Like, we're starting to get, in baseball at least, these huge contracts for,
oh my gosh.
Like, we are getting close to $1 billion contract in the next few years, which is insane for as long as they're playing. It's wild. It's wild. Speaking of, how are F1, like, what's the pay like for F1 drivers? Like, what's contract like on average?
It kind of depends on what team they're signed to and the driver's experience and like the wins they've had in general. I think Max Verstappen gets paid quite a lot because of how many times he's won. Likewise, Lewis Hamilton probably gets paid loads. I know that was it Yuki Tsunoda last year that he still gets paid a lot, obviously, but it's not like compared to Max Verstappen or anything. It probably has changed now because he's with Red Bull now. But like the people in the lower teams, they probably don't get paid as much. Someone in chat just said Hamilton's around $90 million, sorry, for the year, which is insane. Year? Yes.
Whoa.
And then they also, I was gonna make a YouTube short about this, but they also kind of locate themselves in Monaco because the taxes are, they kind of, you know, they don't pay any taxes, so they keep their money.
That's kind of like in baseball, what they do, they'll defer a contract. So like Shohei Ohtani, for example, signed a $700 million contract, but he will only receive like $1 million a year for the first 10 years, and then that last few years he gets it all, whatever's the rest, and it helps with not having to pay as much taxes because he's pushed all that money to not receive, and all the money he just gets endorsements, and he makes millions of dollars off of endorsements, so it doesn't even matter. But like, they'll often defer contracts to avoid the bigger taxes and stuff. So
yeah, that makes sense. You know, anything to get more money. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then you mentioned earlier about like, so there's two drivers. Is there always both of them racing at the same time? Like, do you have all? Okay.
They both race
like
at the same time.
Together.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is why a lot of drama comes out of Formula One, because sometimes the drivers will try to race each other even though they're on the same team. Obviously, they all signed up to win, right? That's why everyone got into Formula One. But some teams do not like that. And McLaren is infamous for the whole papaya rules, guys. Please respect each other. Don't race each other. Come on, papaya rules. Papaya rules. Don't do that. Don't do that. But it does make things awkward, and it makes it unlikable.
Okay, interesting. And then you mentioned I think you said Lewis, he used to drive for someone else and now he drives for someone. Like, are drivers like traded, or like how do they determine like when they get moved to a different team? Like, how does that work?
I'm pretty sure it works like they have to kind of discuss with different teams and arrange different team meetings and stuff on whether or not the team wants them or would want to negotiate a contract. So it's not like a transfer, because it's not a mutual agreement between the teams. It's kind of like, I'm going to leave this team now, and then the team doesn't know where he's going. He kind of has to do that research and stuff on his own. And then if he finds a team, then he finds a team. So yeah, it's never a mutual thing.
Okay, so it's not. So like the drivers kind of have more of a say in where they want to go.
Yeah, I would say.
Because I know in baseball, like if you're getting traded somewhere, sometimes like they can't choose where they go. They're just going. They're just like, hey, like they could be in the middle of the game and they're like, hey, you're going to the Rockies, and then get sent to the Rockies. So. Like, which has happened before. We're literally in the middle of the game. Someone gets on base and they're at first base, and then they're like, come on, you're going to a new team right now. Oh, okay. Sure. I guess. Okay. I'm looking at my questions.
I love this. I feel like a teacher. Tell me your next question.
So I know that there's like, and this applies to all sports, there's always like your younger players and your older ones, or drivers in this case. Is there like a prime age for racing, or does that not really have an impact? Like, obviously the older you are, probably the more experience you have, so you know, but like, does your age necessarily like affect that? Like, would people want to sign a younger driver over like an older one or something?
Okay, this gets a bit complicated. So they don't like to get rookies. They don't like to get new young people. Like, when I talk in young, I mean like 18. They don't like doing that. They want to avoid that as much as possible, which is why we end up with that awkward scenario of them not taking in new people. They like to have people that kind of have experience but are still young, so they would stay in the sport long enough for them to like have a reason to sign them. So it would kind of be like around 20, I would say like 20 to 30s. They want to keep drivers around that age. I would say maybe even late 20s is kind of like getting too old. But I guess that's an exception for Max Verstappen because he's just, you know, a monster. But yeah, there was a lot of opinions on like Lewis Hamilton, for example. He's getting old now. Fernando Alonso is a very old guy now for Formula One, and there has to be an age where they will just like not take them anymore, and will probably end their contract because they'll just say, you're too old. We want to have someone that's younger. But yeah, again, they won't like to have a rookie either. It's kind of like when you take a rookie, it's a gamble because you've never seen them drive that Formula One car before, so you don't actually know what they're capable of. But if you're taking someone that's already been in the sport but is still really young, and you already know their experience and everything and what they're capable of, you're signing a good person over. So yeah, it's a bit tricky. Young but not too young.
Okay, so then like, so say they sign a rookie driver, and they end up not being what they potentially thought they could be. Could they send them down to F2, F3, like whatever? Could they get sent down, or are they just with them? That's like their contract, they're with them.
It depends on the contract that they've signed, but there has been scenarios where stuff like that has happened. Some people have even been sent to like IndyCar and like some other sports instead of Formula completely. But yeah, it just depends on their contract, because some contracts are multi-year, some are just like 1 year, some are, you know, whenever we want to end it, we'll just end it. But yeah, it's just, it is a really harsh sport in terms of that, which is really sad.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, because like in baseball, like you'll have like your player who he'll sign a major league contract, but say he's not doing too well, they'll send him down to AAA to develop, and he's still on that contract with the major league team, but then you can get called up and down. It happens pretty often. Like,
okay.
On the Guardians, we have we have a player named Will Brennan. He's like good. He's too good for AAA, but not the best right now for the major leagues.
Yeah.
So like he constantly is being sent up and down, but he's still on that major league contract, you know? I was just wondering if it was similar to like in that, like to that, where they could just be like sent down whenever to develop or whatever, or no, but...
I don't think they get sent back. Like, technically they can be sent back to F2, but I don't think that's really happened. They kind of just get sent to other racing leagues. So, IndyCar, what's the European one called? WEC. There's another one as well. I don't think they do Super GT actually, but there's like all sorts that they get sent to. And someone said in chat not to knock IndyCar. I'm not knocking it. It's just the driver that obviously wanted to get in Formula 1 does not want to. Their dream is not to be in IndyCar. So that's why it's kind of like, ooh, because they want to be in a Formula 1 team. They've tried hard to get there. And then for them to just be sent to IndyCar, which obviously isn't what they want, it's kind of like, you know?
Oh, they don't? F2 and F3 drivers do not get paid?
I didn't know that. I learned something today.
Whoa. Oh yeah, our minor league teams, you still sign minor league contracts and get paid for that. Interesting. IndyCar is okay. I was about to ask what IndyCar was, but someone just said American F1.
Basically, yeah. They do like the
like
NASCAR tracks. Yeah, it's kind of similar. They do like the NASCAR tracks pretty much. Yeah, it's different.
Interesting. Okay. Let me see. Oh, I had a question, then I forgot what it was.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't write it down. No, you're okay. You're fine. This is interesting. I like this. It's very easy to understand so far.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's good. That means I'm doing a good job.
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty, because it doesn't seem like I think I would start getting, if there was a lot of like complicated rules and stat stuff, that's when I'd start getting lost, but it doesn't seem like there really is. So
no.
Okay.
Qualities are about to start. Chat saying I won't be able to watch it, but you guys can feel free to live update us. We will be watching you guys.
Ooh.
I should probably explain what qualities are, but I'll wait for your question first.
I can't remember what it is, so if you want to start explaining that.
Qualifiers, qualifications. Why do you call it qualifications? You're confusing me. Qualifiers, or qualies, as we like to call it for short. It's basically how they determine the starting position for the race. Because the race is normally on a Sunday, and today's Saturday. So they will try and get the fastest lap times, and whoever's got like the fastest lap will be in first place on the starting position, and then obviously whoever's got slowest will end up at the back. So yeah.
Oh, this is not the question, but this might be a dumb question. But like I've always been curious about this, and this applies to like any racing.
Okay.
I see like obviously where they start at and whatever, but it always seems like they don't. Maybe it's because I don't watch any motorsports, but it always looks like they just keep their position and they don't go past each other. What's going on?
Okay, so
like they just stay in their same position the whole time.
This is to do with the evolution of F1, and this is why it's become, and I'm gonna say this, I don't care, chat. This is why it's become a boring sport, and I don't like the current Formula 1. I'm sorry. I mean, I obviously still enjoy it. I still have the positive days where I really enjoy it, but there's so many boring races, and it's because there are some racetracks that are not designed for the cars to overtake. So they're kind of forced to stay in a single formation. Also, the cars are really big. Like, I'm talking huge, man. They are massive. They're not like your typical family saloon, all right? They are massive cars. The tires are also humongous. Yeah, because they're so wide and because the tires are so big, they quite literally don't have room, again, to move around a lot. Another thing is they have this problem where the tires last too long. Because obviously tires have a certain durability to them, right? And they do like 70, 80 laps, sometimes 60 or 50, depending on the track. And those tires can last the entire race. So they don't even need to go to the pit stop because the tires just last the whole time.
Okay.
And that, again, helps for the race to just not move. Because there's no reason for the cars to slow down or stop. The only thing that I pray to every time there's a Formula One race is that it starts to rain. And that's because when it starts to rain and the racetrack gets wet, it means that the tires need to be changed. Like, they're forced to change. And they have to, like, adjust to the new kind of slip on the track. A lot of the times drivers will spin out, or there'll be incidents because of the wet track and they're not able to control the car as well, and so that ends up delaying things or making the driver slow down, and it helps to get more overtakes and stuff like that. And I love wet racing, but yeah, Formula One has gone down a really bad rabbit hole. I am all for fuel coming back, where they have to refuel the cars during the race, because at the moment they don't. They used to do it. They stopped that now. And then I'm also all for the tires to last not as long. Because, yeah, again, I want them to pit stop. I want them to go and stop. So, yeah.
So then does that mean in a lot of those races that you say are the more like boring races, like non-rainy races or whatever, does that mean like often the people who start in front will often just finish front?
Yeah, which is why qualifiers... So like if you start off in front, you're just gonna win? Which is why qualifiers has become like more of an attractive thing, because people just know from there who's gonna win, basically. So let's say, for example, today's qualifiers, if Max Verstappen wins this, then it's over. Like, there's no race tomorrow. It's just going to be Max Verstappen winning. That's it.
So then what would be the difference between the qualifier and the regular? Like, I know, like, if they still can't pass, can they still, is it the same thing? Like, it's hard to pass each other in it's the same track they're qualifying on, right?
Yeah.
So then... how do they determine who is in first in a qualifier? It's
based on their lap time.
Oh, is it individual? Do they do it individually?
Yeah. The lap times are individual.
I was gonna say, well, then how do they like do it? And if they already have like Max in the front, for example, and then they do the qualifier, he wins. Obviously, he's gonna win the next game. I understand now. I get that now. Interesting. And the tracks are not very wide, right? Like, that's why it's hard to pass or overtake, as you say.
Like, some of them are wide, some of them are not. Jeremy Clarkson, who again used to be a Top Gear presenter, UK car TV show, he put a tweet out last week that was like, I know what would make Formula One less boring. Stop putting in tracks that are too not wide enough to overtake. And he's right. He is right. That is one of the factors. But also, get rid of those tires. Bring in those other tires that don't last as long, please.
Why did they get rid of the old tire? Is it just because,
I guess,
like,
safety?
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
They want to keep the drivers safe and everything. But again, it's like, you can do that without making everything too easy.
Yeah, because then it affects everything else.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, like, some so, like, obviously, like, F1 tracks are not like NASCAR tracks, right?
No.
Like, NASCAR tracks are very just oval.
We don't have any oval ones.
F1 tracks. Okay, so they're all like the big turns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Are there any tracks in particular that like you do see more overtakes, like just in general, or are they all pretty much, it's really hard to see people pass each other on all tracks?
But I will say Monaco's like a really hard one for people to overtake because of just how slim it is. It's just a difficult track in general. It's infamous for being a really difficult track. In terms of which ones are easy to overtake, I don't actually know. Maybe... I don't know. It's hard to say because, again, it's like because of the tires and because of the other stuff. They're just, yeah.
And the cars being so big.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Spa and Monza. Yeah, Spa's a good shout. Spa is a good shout, but Monaco is definitely one that they just cannot overtake at all.
Interesting. I think when I was playing F1, people kept telling me to play that, and I just kept hitting the wall.
Monaco, they're punishing you.
Yeah, yeah. When I tried playing NASCAR, oh god, it was really bad.
Oh no.
It was really bad. They're like, do this track, do this track. I'm like, okay, and then I just hit the wall over and over again. And then one time I went backwards and I like almost flipped over the thing. That was a whole other, I don't know how I did that.
Oh god.
That was NASCAR. Can F1 cars like... Oh, I know like NASCAR cars, like they're kind of made for like crashing, kind of, you know, they flip easier and stuff. Do F1 cars flip easy?
Yeah, because they're so light. There's been situations where people will it looks like a light tap sometimes, and they end up like literally flying in the air. The flipping itself is quite rare, but like they are jumpy cars. They can like, I don't know how to explain it. They're really fragile. Yeah, that's the word. They're very fragile cars, and they're very light. So if they get hit with any sort of force, it does cause like damage, and it does cause a lot of problems.
Okay. Interesting, because I know you mentioned that they're big. It makes sense that they're lighter because obviously, but interesting because you mentioned that they're so big. I was wondering if they were like lighter or heavier than NASCAR cars.
I think they would be lighter. No.
I guess the shape of them would make them lighter too, like just better, faster. You don't watch NASCAR, do you?
I don't watch NASCAR. I've seen clips. I've seen all sorts on my timeline on Twitter. And I will say the one thing that I respect about NASCAR is the fact that when the drivers have a problem, they literally fight. They literally like get their fists out and they just... we don't do that in Formula 1. They want to, but if they did that, they'd probably get like a 50 billion fine.
Oof.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. You have to be super, like, correct.
Interesting.
Very correct. They can't even swear. I didn't tell you about that. They can't swear anymore.
Oh. Really?
Yeah, Max Verstappen swore at a press conference and he got a fine of 10,000 euros and community service. Can you believe that? He got community service for swearing.
Are you kidding? Does F1 market itself to be like family friendly?
No, but for some reason they're just like, oh, we need to be family friendly now. And every time that they swear on the radio as well, which is a fun fact for you guys if you didn't know, if they swear on the radio with their team, the segments are actually pre-recorded, so when they broadcast it on the television, it's a lot later than when the communication actually happened because they censor it. And so you hear the bleeping, but it can be out of context sometimes, and it just looks bad.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's so weird to me.
I don't know why they censor all of that. They do have like a F1 Kids part as well. So it makes it really weird because if they got the F1 Kids TV, why are they censoring the other one? You don't need to have both.
For the adults. Yeah. That's interesting. I maybe just like, I don't know, they want like a kind of a classy look or something. I don't know.
It's really weird.
That's interesting. Yeah, no one cares about swearing. Like, It's funny if you're watching a baseball game and sometimes on the broadcast you'll hear on the broadcast one of the players like swear really loud.
Yeah.
And the broadcasters just start laughing. They're like, "Oh, he's a little upset." Like it's like they think it's funny. So it's interesting to me that over there they're like, "No swearing, don't do it."
Yeah, no, they say don't swear. It used to be fine in the early 2000s, but recently they're cracking down on it, and it's awful. I hate it. They're racers risking their life all the time. Please, just let them speak.
Yeah, that's F1. I would say is probably one of the most dangerous sports out there. Just you're in a car. Yeah, like oh no, oh no. I'm reading chat too because they're also giving additional.
Yeah, they've got like F1 Kids has super weird 3D models of the drivers. Yes, I saw Lewis Hamilton doing Gangnam Style. It was crazy.
What?
They made this 3D chibi of Lewis Hamilton do Gangnam Style. It was so funny.
That's amazing. Oh, I had this thought of a question as well.
Oh.
So like a lot of other sports have like an all-star break, or basically where they have like, I guess with F1 all the top drivers are already there, but they have like all-star breaks where they have like special games that are played or like special events that are held. Does F1 have that? Like for example, there's like the WBC where they'll take different countries and they'll it's a huge event worldwide, and they're all competing to see who's the best country in baseball or whatever.
Yeah. F1.
Is there something like that in F1?
F1 does not have that, but like not officially. The teams all individually do stuff outside of the Formula One event. There will be events where they reveal the car and the way that it looks, because obviously the pattern and stuff like that changes. There's also events across the UK that happen sometimes, and sometimes some of the Formula One teams attend or like bring their car there or bring the drivers there. An example of that is the Goodwood Festival of Speed, which last year had Max Verstappen there and some other drivers as well. Even Rowan Atkinson was there, but yeah, like even this year there will probably be a lot more Formula One stuff, because again it's the 75th anniversary of Formula One, so there's probably like loads of different events that they go to, but it's not like an official F1 thing. It's definitely not like events around the race. They won't do like a special race.
Okay, yeah.
But there are events that they do attend just separately.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, because we have like in baseball we have our all-star break, and that's where they take like the top players from the teams and then they play all against each other. So you have like the best players in the league playing against each other, which is really cool. And there's like other events and like similar things. And then like in hockey we have the Four Nations face-off, where they have like Sweden, the US, Canada, and whatever other team, I don't remember. But then they have stuff like that, so that's interesting. Someone said it's too expensive for a mid-season exhibition event.
Yeah, the Formula One cars are very expensive. The tires, even more so. Very expensive.
Oh, interesting. I guess it makes sense.
Everyone's telling you the other country is Finland!
Oh yeah, Finland, thank you.
Finland!
Yeah, I couldn't remember. Finland! I'm sorry! I did not forget about you, Finland. I'm sorry. Even a steering wheel costs as much as a premium
car. Why did you write car like that?
Car. A premium car.
I don't say car like that, chat. Car.
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 Damn it. Car. Car.
Car.
Water.
I love hearing like when you guys say things like car.
Car.
But I like when you try to say it in an American accent.
Car.
Because I can't explain it, but there's an extra like sound that you're adding to it, and I find it really funny. And I can't pin. It's like you're putting it in the front of your mouth, like at the top. Car.
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 Car. It's making my mouth a weird shape. Look, car.
Yeah, car.
Car.
That's cool. I like that. I like that. Car.
Car.
Car. It's okay. I can't do any kind of English accents or anything. It would be really embarrassing and bad.
Can you say water?
Water?
No.
I don't. If I try, it's gonna be so bad. Wait, can you say it?
Water.
Water.
Oh, that was good. That was
do
good.
it?
That was really good.
I am really bad. I am so bad when it comes to accents. I used to be better at it when I was younger because I would learn I would try learning other languages, and so I'd be very particular about hearing pronouncing things. And I used to be better, but now I don't know what happened. Now I sound terrible when I try to say anything.
That's understandable. I can't even speak English, so.
Yeah, me either. Me either.
Perfect.
It just comes out. Sometimes I speak too fast, and my mouth can't keep up, and it just comes out as like nothing.
Oh,
It's just
yeah, that happens.
blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Sound effects are my favorite speech. That's my second language, actually.
Yeah.
Was there any more questions?
I'm trying to think. I can't remember that one question I had from earlier. It's driving me crazy because I don't know what I was gonna ask.
Oh no. Does chat have any questions? Maybe we could segue to that for a little bit.
Yeah.
I bet chat has
Or like
loads of questions.
something we missed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure if I think of it later, I'll message you and be like, what is this?
That'll be fine. Your burger and chips are getting cold. I don't care. Tough.
I remembered the question.
Oh.
Historically, is there a team that is that like pretty spread out how well teams do? Like historically, there's not like one team that's like really, really good out of all of them traditionally, or is there that team that like you kind of always expect to win?
Does she know, chat? Does she know? She doesn't know. She doesn't know. Unfortunately, we have domination seasons where one team just absolutely obliterates all the rest of the teams. And for a while, that was Mercedes with Lewis Hamilton. And, they just had a really, 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 really strong car. And then they also had like the whole Red Bull dominance happen, which Max Verstappen obviously was, but to be fair to Max, he's quite different. He's like he's a rare breed in the league. In fact, I don't know if there's anyone that's been like him. He's insane. He's really talented. He's able to win with a car that's really bad. So yeah, he works with what he's got. McLaren at the moment is doing pretty well. They didn't win last year. Like they won the... Oh, this is gonna get complicated now. They won the Constructors' Championship last year, but they didn't win the Drivers' Championship. So Max Verstappen won the whole thing, and he's obviously with Red Bull, but McLaren won the team car, best car thing. But yeah, the McLaren, there's kind of like an expectation or kind of like a bet on whether McLaren or Red Bull will win this year, because the McLaren at the moment is pretty fast, but at the same time, Max Verstappen is still Max Verstappen. That's not changing. So it's like, what's gonna happen? Because also McLaren, they're allowed to change their car throughout the year. They don't have to keep the car exactly the same. So
okay,
that as well can change the way that things happen within the whole thing. So yeah.
So then like, has there been like multiple, so maybe not throughout the entire season, but like multiple seasons in a row where like that team just every single year?
Yeah, Mercedes was dominating for ages. I don't even know how many times did he win? Like 8 times? Was it 8 times with Lewis Hamilton?
Jeez.
Yeah, like that's 8 different years. Yeah, 8 different years that he won. So yeah, that's a long time.
God, oh my God, that drives me crazy. That's why I'm getting a little annoyed with baseball, because
Oh,
in baseball,
no.
you never know who's gonna win. You could have like a team who traditionally absolutely sucks end up winning it all. Like
Oh, yeah.
it's because with baseball, you just never know. Like you never know. But now, the Dodgers are building. They basically bought every good player pretty much, and they're pretty much guaranteed. Like everyone knows they're probably gonna win the next few seasons, like the World Series,
oh my gosh.
which is really annoying, and it drives me crazy when that happens. But yeah, I was curious about that, and then I thought of another question.
Oh.
I'm so sorry. I just have so many questions. I'm very
This
interested.
is your session. You don't have to apologize for that. What the heck?
So, okay, this may come from a place of extreme ignorance,
I love that. Let's go.
but what, like, okay, is what, like, obviously a driver doing well, whatever, how are the drivers different from each other skill-wise? Is it, like, decision-making? Is it the cars? Like, is it all of that? Like, they know when to do something when, that's why they're so good, that's how they win races constantly? Because they're all kind of doing the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that question makes sense, but...
It does make sense. You're kind of basically saying, like, how do you determine the driver's skill levels, right?
Yeah, because they're theoretically they're all doing the same thing, but like, how is the skill like determined? I imagine the car has to be part of that because you have better cars than others.
Because if let's say, for example, someone has like a really fast car, like a team has a really fast car, and you don't need to be like a really majorly skilled driver to take advantage of that, right? Like, like I'm not saying Lance Stroll, for example, is gonna be able to win with that because we know what he's like, but a competent driver would be able to win with that very easily because that's just the car would win. There's situations where drivers will make bad decisions. Maybe because they're still new to the sport, maybe because they're unsure of something, maybe they overestimate the car, because they kind of have to, they need to know the car enough to be able to make the decision that they're making. So let's say, for example, they're approaching a corner at really high speed and a lot of people are slowing down a lot earlier, but they have confidence that their car can brake later and still be able to turn that corner. Then if they choose to do that, it's whether or not the car will actually do it. And again, that also depends on the driver's skill, because if they made the wrong call, then they are not that skilled, because they should be able to tell, like with the confidence they have with the car and everything, how far it can go. Because they also have like a period of testing the new car before it actually gets into practice and like actual races and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just kind of the measurement between the driver's skill level, the actual car and what it's capable of, and whether the driver can make the right decision and be realistic with their expectations of that car. Because a lot of the time, people overestimate what the car's capable of, and that's how they lead to like spinning out or, you know, locking their brakes so they're not able to stop enough, or they go too far into the corner, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So yeah.
And then I imagine the tracks every year are the same, right? Like they don't.
No.
Or do they change every year? Like, do they give them new races, like mix it up? Because I was wondering if it's the same tracks every year. Like, obviously, a more experienced driver will know turns way better than like a non-experienced driver.
Yeah,
but they change. Is what it seems like based on your response.
Like more or less, like someone said, more or less they do stay the same. There are tracks that come in and out. It just depends on, again, their contract with the Formula One, FIA and all that. Because I think it's was it Netherlands that's like going away next year? I can't remember, but there's one of the tracks that's like not doing it anymore. Spa, yeah. Okay, so Spa's going next year, but yeah, some tracks do end up coming in and some tracks go away. But the drivers obviously have familiarity with all of them because they've raced on them before, right? With their Formula 2, Formula 3, Formula 4. Some of them do racing sim stuff as well. So when they're at home, like Max Verstappen, for example, which again is probably why he's so competent. He has his own racing sim set up in his house, and he like he streams as well. He like does all of that. Not to say he's the only driver that has a racing sim. A lot of them do have racing sims. I'm pretty sure all of them do. But he does it a lot more proactively. He actually has a professional esports team he's part of and everything. So yeah.
So then F2 drivers do drive on those tracks that F1 drivers drive on?
Yeah, and F3 and F4.
Oh, because our minor leagues, they don't play on the major league fields.
Ah, okay. Yeah, they
every
play
team
on
has
the
their
same
own field, and the minor leagues will not. They have the minor leagues have their own fields.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
every team. Like every team has their own, you know. Interesting. Good to know. I didn't know that. That's actually really cool because then you get experience by the time you do get to F1, you already know.
Yeah, like a lot of them are able to blindfold themselves and like kind of emulate where they're gonna turn and brake and all that with just their eyes closed. They can do it.
Is that a safety thing?
No, I think it's just
so
they need
blindly...
to. I think they just know it so well because they've done it so many times. And again, it's just their skill level, right? Because it contributes to how well they know the track.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if like having them practice and train and race on F1, like the big tracks, the main tracks, if that like was a safety thing, so they're already familiar when they get there, or if it was just like it's just what they use.
It's just what they do.
Okay. Because I wouldn't. It wouldn't be ideal to just throw a new driver onto a track they've never driven on, right?
No,
in, like,
no.
an actual race.
Because that would be terrifying if you think about it. It's like a whole new world.
Like you don't know when the turns are gonna be, or like how sharp or something they're gonna be. That makes actually a lot of sense. Wow.
Yay.
This is cool.
Mm.
You know I have a McLaren crop top.
Oh, okay.
Thing. It's like a corset crop top.
You're like a true stan. You got more McLaren merch than me. Actually, that's a lie.
I saw it. It was just so cute. I was like, I need this.
Understandable.
It's cute. Questions. I guess we go back to chat until I think of something else. Chat asking or saying things.
Yeah, chat, tell me something. Tell me something right now.
I'm not a Lando girly. don't tell the Lando girlies that though, please. I don't want to get.
I bet you have more Red Bull merch than McLaren. Yeah, because of you guys. God damn it, man. You know, right now Max Verstappen is watching me.
What?
Like, his cardboard cutout is behind me and is watching.
I was like, huh?
And it's because of chat.
I mean, I don't see a problem with that at all.
I do. I don't like him looking at me. This is weird.
Right, you don't like him looking. You love him looking at you. Got
no,
it. I understand. I get it. I get it.
No, absolutely not.
You're like me with Jack Hughes. I get it.
No. Sickness, it was you. God damn it, man.
I need a cardboard cutout of Tyler Freeman.
Wait, what? That's not what you're supposed to take out of this conversation.
Oh yeah, right. Forgot, yeah. Right.
What have I done? I've given out ideas.
Oh, I already have too much. I'm gonna get him to sign the cardboard cutout.
That is crazy.
I want to get one of those giant pink American flags that have the person on it. Have you seen those?
Yes.
I want one of those. And I want it signed.
Oh my god.
Then he might actually get a restraining order on me.
Yeah, probably, actually. It's fine.
I think I'm gonna lock in McLaren as my team.
Oh, okay. Understandable.
Because it's always the one I go to whenever someone mentions it. I'm just like, McLaren.
But like, which driver? Because there's Lando Norris and there's Oscar Piastri.
Oscar, because I think I'll go with Oscar.
Oscar's like very emotionally mature compared to a lot of the other drivers, actually. Even though he's quite young.
Is that a good thing?
Yes. He's able to handle disputes and all that in a very mature way. whereas the other drivers will kind of just run their mouths. So yeah, he's good like that. He is good like that.
Is there a lot of drama in between drivers? Like, are there drivers that just don't like each other?
There was a...
Or is it pretty civil? Or maybe not public?
There is a lot of drama in Formula One. It actually makes me laugh because, like for example, in the races, you will hear it live. Their radios go off, and they're kind of like snitching on each other.
No.
And there's also like rivalry that happens on the racetrack. Like there was an incident in Japan where Max Verstappen was driving out of the pit lane, and Lando Norris also was driving out of the pit lane, and Lando Norris, for whatever reason, went onto the grass instead of staying behind Max Verstappen. He went onto the side of him and went on the grass, and he was like, Max pushed me off the track, and Max is like, Lando didn't go behind me, and it was like a whole thing. But they handled it very maturely after the race, though. I'll give them that. They weren't feeding into the media for that. That was good. Ocon crashed.
That's kind of funny. Oh.
Ocon crashed.
Oh no.
It's over. Ocon, you can't park there, mate. Shut up.
Oh, I don't know if this is probably an F1 thing. Also, I saw it in NASCAR, but like, okay, so like the grassing, they're not allowed to go on the grass, right?
Yeah,
Unless they can't help
no.
it. Do you get a penalty like on you?
Yeah, so if they're off the track, then obviously it's case by case scenario, but because you know, if they're forced off the track, then there's nothing they can do. But if they went on there by their own volition or whatever, and they kind of cut a corner or whatever, and they gain time from their lap because of that, then they get penaltied for that. Generally, the penalties are served in the pit stop, and what that means is the next time that they pit, they have to wait that duration. Sometimes it's 5 seconds, sometimes it's 10 seconds. They have to wait that time without any of the pit crew touching their car for that entire period of time, which feels like forever. Even though it sounds like a short amount of time, it does feel so long when you're watching it. And then the pit crew can start to change their tires or whatever. But if the pit crew does touch the car while the penalty was supposed to be served, which happened last year with Daniel Ricciardo, the pit crew accidentally touched his car when he was supposed to do a 10-second penalty thing. They added the penalty at the end of the race. I think they added another penalty on top of it, actually, because of that.
It's not even his fault.
Yeah, it's not the driver's fault, but he still got penalized.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And like even like 1 second is a lot, right? Like,
yeah,
that's a huge thing.
every little second counts. Even the milliseconds, they count. Everything.
Oh. And then someone kept saying, I don't know if it's from the thing that they're watching, but what is red flags? Is that penalty stuff?
Yeah. Would I call it penalty? Red flag just means that every driver has to stop.
Oh.
Because there's been an incident or something. Yeah, like they said, red flag is session stopped. Explain DRS and dirt. Yeah. Oh, I should explain that. Do you know what DRS is?
Nope.
DRS is the drag reduction system. It's essentially like the way that I understand it is when they go onto a certain section of the track, because I think they're only allowed to use it in a certain section of the track, but the spoiler, like the back end, the back wing of the car, you know, the spoiler part, I don't know how else to explain it. It's like the straight
I know what it
thing.
is.
Yeah. It kind of like creates this gap in between, so the flap sort of goes upwards and there's a gap, and the air just goes through that gap instead of like straight onto the plastic part of it. Yeah, it opens up. Yeah. So it makes it a bit faster. The car goes faster because it doesn't have that drag on it anymore. But yeah, it's only enabled at a certain area of the track. Dirty air is if you're stuck behind what we call traffic on the racetrack. So if there's like loads of cars in front of you, and you're stuck behind them, then your car is getting sort of affected by the dirty air that's getting intaken into your car rather than the clean, fresh air from all around. So it changes things.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is there like a specific like can when they make these cars, are they not allowed to go over like a certain weight or certain things on it? Like, are there things they're not? I imagine there is things they're not allowed to do and that they can do.
Yes. The cars every year are set by the FIA, so they have to follow a specific shape, and they have to like have a certain weight regulation and everything. I think is it 800 kg? It's 800 kg. I think if they go below that, then they get penalized. I think it was earlier this year that Ferrari got penalized because their car was too light. It was 799 instead of 800.
Oh.
So they got in trouble for that. But yeah, it's like, I think they have to remove the fuel from the car to weigh it. So the fuel cannot be in the car while they're weighing it. It has to be extracted completely, and then they have to make sure that the weight is 800 kg.
Okay.
Yes.
I guess that's for safety.
I don't think it's safety. It's just to make sure everyone's car is like following the regulations.
Okay, I think it was like too light, and then something happens, it can become dangerous. But that makes sense.
There's also like situations where some people will put forbidden parts on their car, or they will like try to do something and take advantage of the rules by bending them a little bit and changing their car to fit like the bent rules. And so the FIA will investigate if other teams will snitch on them, and they'll say, like, for example, Red Bull will be like, oh my god, McLaren is being naughty, they did this, and you should investigate if that's allowed or not. And then the FIA will investigate and make a decision based on that scenario.
We kind of had something similar happening in baseball, like right now going on.
Yeah.
Where so it started with the Yankees. They have these bats that people have been calling the torpedo bats because the barrel looks really weird. The barrel is like the top where you hit the ball is like wider. And it was approved by the MLB because whenever you have a new bat or whatever, it has to go through the MLB and they have to approve it and make sure it's not like cheating or anything or anything's wrong with it. And they approved it, but it's been causing so much controversy because like you know, like the Yankees, they had like 9 home runs in a single game, and that's like not
9 home runs. Holy
It was
moly.
something insane, and that doesn't usually happen. And people were like, investigate that. And it's like, well, technically there's nothing wrong with it because all they're doing is they're taking away part of the bat that's not being used and putting it in a different part of the bat. So not adding or removing anything, they're just shifting where the, you know, where the wood is.
Bending rules.
So it's not
rules.
wrong, but people want them to reinvestigate it because it's so weird, especially because, so I mentioned him earlier, but there's a player on the Yankees named Anthony Volpe.
Yeah.
And he is not really a good player, but he used the torpedo bat, and all of a sudden he's doing really freaking good.
Hey, it's like Mercedes, you know?
Yeah, and it's like, okay, I think we need to check on that. But now other teams are starting to use it, and I know my team, there was a player yesterday using one.
Oh my god.
Yes, please do not call him that nickname. But like, it's interesting. I was against. I mean, I even me, I'm just like, okay, like this is ridiculous because what the heck? Because you know, 9 home runs in a game, that doesn't happen.
That's crazy.
You might get like 3 max in a game, if any at all, you know. But like, it's so it's a big controversy right now.
That's understandable. Yeah, bending rules. I think it just happens everywhere.
If
there's rules, people want to bend them. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's just nature. People want to do it.
Finding loopholes.
Someone asked, what's a kilometer? You're asking the wrong person. I'm British. I'm not European, okay? We use miles per hour here. I'm sorry.
I was looking at the chat. Chat.
They're asking silly questions.
Oh. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have questions at the moment.
Oh, okay.
I think all my questions were answered.
Oh.
That I can think of at the moment.
Okay. You got any any questions about trophies?
Yeah, I've been asked about that. What is like how's all that? Like how is the winning work?
So every race has a winner, right? So only on the Grand Prix they will get the trophy. So tomorrow's race, which is in Bahrain, the drivers will get the trophy based on their positions. Obviously, it will be first, second, third. I can't tell you what the trophy looks like, and the reason why is because every racetrack, like every country, has a different trophy, and it changes every year as well. So
oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, so whatever they got in Japan for their trophies, it will not be the same this weekend. It will be a completely different trophy and design and everything. As well as that, sometimes the trophies they look exactly the same and they're like different sizes. Sometimes they look exactly the same and they're different colors. It just depends on how they design their trophies and everything. But it is weird because for me, personally, if I was a Formula 1 driver, I would not want my trophies to look so varied and different. I would want them to all look the same so I could store them in a place. If you have all these weird, goofy looking trophies where some of them are gigantic and some of them are minuscule, how do you store them? They're just like, they don't look right. You know what I mean? All together, it looks really weird.
I kind of get that because like storage-wise, it could be a little tricky, but at the same time, it kind of looks like you did more, even if it's like the same races technically. Like it looks like you did more. So it looks a little more, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, there was Sega collaboration trophy that had Sonic the Hedgehog on it. I actually got to see that in person, which was nice.
Wow, that's actually really cool.
It was back in was it like the 90s, guys? I don't know. I don't know what year that was. I just went to see it at an exhibition. So I wasn't old enough, obviously, to see that. I was not existent.
Do they do a lot of collaborations like that? Like
no.
Outside of no, that's like a very rare thing.
Yeah, Sega just randomly decided to market their whole Sonic thing in F1, which, you know, it makes sense because Sonic the Hedgehog really fast. Formula 1 really fast. So, yeah. I wish they did it again. That would be really cool to see Sonic the Hedgehog on a trophy again.
Oh, something I didn't even ask. Obviously, they go fast. How fast do they go on average? Like, what's...
I don't actually know. Because they change it. Let me see. Formula 1. Let's say top speed. Top speed. It's in kilometers as well. 233 miles per hour, with the highest being 234.9.
Whoa.
Achieved by Valtteri Bottas during a practice for the 2016 European Grand Prix. Damn, only a practice as well. Not even the full race. That's crazy.
That's fast. That's really scary. I remember my aunt used to work for a place where people could test drive like cars and on like a track.
Yeah.
And I got to go in a Lamborghini, and I thought going like 100, 110 was fast, but 200 is really fast.
I've driven a Ferrari once, so I get it. I kind of scared the person that was sitting next to me. Whoops. I mean, what do you expect me to do when I'm in a supercar? Of course I'm gonna put my foot down. Come on.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's what they're made for.
Yeah, man. Come on now.
That's so cool. Oh yeah, they're pretty low to the ground, the cars, right?
Yes, very low. I've heard that if you're sitting in an actual normal car and you have like a Formula 1 car behind you, right behind you, you won't be able to see them. Because they're just that low. You cannot see them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Is it? That's dangerous. Although you'll never have them on the same track in the first place ever. Like, why would that ever happen? I guess the safety car would happen. But then the safety car, for reasons, they have to be behind them by a certain amount anyway. So, because the safety car in Formula 1 is, I think it's like an Aston Martin, just a normal Aston Martin car. So, yeah.
Interesting. That's cool.
Very cool.
I like it. I like it. Titanium plates makes cool sparks when they scrape on the floor.
Yes.
Ooh.
Sometimes the cars will scrape the floor a little bit and you'll see these really nice sparks coming off. It's really nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, golden, beautiful rain.
Ow. I can't think of anything else. I feel like I'm missing something. Like I have like I should be asking like a really crucial thing, and I don't know what I'm missing. Like I feel like we covered. I mean, I don't know because I obviously don't know. But
I can tell you like
the big stuff, right?
I can tell you like one more thing about drivers where when they go to hot racetracks, right? Because obviously Formula 1 anyway is a really hot sport to do. Because they have racing suits on, they're in the car for like 2 hours, sometimes 3. And they've got the helmet on, which is obviously embodying their whole body heat within the helmet, and it's kind of not regulated properly, right? They do have a drink that's attached to like their helmet or whatever, so they can like sip from it while they're driving. And also when it comes to extremely hot countries like Singapore, they race at night to make it a bit cooler. However, it doesn't really make a difference. Lewis Hamilton said that he lost about 4 kg within a race, just one race, because of how hot it was. And apparently that's
sweating it out.
Yeah, that's like the average weight that they lose on really hot tracks because of just how hot it is.
I didn't even think about that. Like I assumed that the suits were like really warm. I did not think about that.
Yeah, they did design this year. They designed like a cooling pack for them to wear. But I have a feeling that that's gonna melt really quickly and it probably won't really help that much. They need to find a new way to regulate their body heat.
Wow, they gotta put little fans inside their suit. Little tiny ones.
Yeah, that would be good.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, I had another one and then I forgot it again.
Oh no. Yeah, Formula 1 is a harsh sport, just in general. It is.
Oh yeah.
Very harsh.
I think a lot of people don't really think about it in general at being like, people think of like rough sports or harsh sports. They think of like the physical contact ones, but they don't really think of like motorsports being one.
I guess because for them, because they're not seeing the drivers like physically do anything other than sitting in a car. To them, it's kind of like, well, they're just sitting in a car and steering it. They're not actually doing much. But it's actually really challenging on them.
Oh yeah, I imagine it's probably some of the most difficult. I mean, it probably is the most difficult ones out there.
But put on a show and dyno, drift, drag race.
Like I feel like if you ask like the average like American, oh, what's the toughest sport out there? They're gonna be like American football.
I mean, that makes sense, yeah. Someone said a super chat that says, you might enjoy us American rednecks with diesel pickups. We like show and shines, tug of war, and dyno drift drag race. I do like drifting. I will say that. Drifting, I really love. You know what I've also been really interested in, actually? What's that? Is it like the monster truck stuff? Where they kind of have like the mud little pits that they're in, and they kind of like yeah, those look really cool. Demolition Derby.
But put on a show.
Oh yeah.
I'm so interested in Demolition Derby, but I've never seen it.
I don't think I ever got into that. I obviously very aware of it because, you know, but I don't think I ever really got into it. What is the one monster truck? Oh, there's one that's super famous. What's its name? Gravedigger? Is that what it's called?
Oh my gosh.
There's one that's super famous. It's like, I think it's like black and green, and it's a really famous one.
Does it have like the monster logo on it?
I don't know if the monster logo. I just know that it was called Gravedigger, and I was like, wow, that's cool. Wait, let me see.
I'll look for it too. Gravedigger.
Oh yeah, it's like green and purple and black.
Oh, look at that! Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if it's actually the most famous one, but it's whenever I think of Monster Jam, that's like the one I think of.
I like how you could buy like an RC car of it.
Oh yeah.
This is amazing.
We should both try and get into some kind of that we don't know anything about, like some kind of car sport.
Yeah, I want to get into it. I want to get into IndyCar. I do want to get into IndyCar because it seems interesting. It's not too far from Formula 1 in terms of the actual car itself, but there's a lot of new drivers that have to learn, and a lot of new rules, and a lot of oh goodness.
Oh, before we started, you said that you would wait till we started to explain, but something that chat was spamming.
Oh, I don't remember.
It was like S, and then they had like the thingy, and then something. They were spamming something in the beginning, and you were like, "Oh, I'll save that for when we start." But you said I have to explain it.
Oh,
it was, I think it started with like an S.
I don't remember, but I know I said that. I did say, oh, Spinala.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how do I explain Spinala? So basically Ferrari had a they had a race engineer that was really bad at like communicating to the racers, the drivers. I mean, Ferrari's comms just anyway are really bad. They're still bad even without that guy there. People make jokes about Charles Leclerc having PTSD when he sees him, or like that guy is mentioned. I forgot his name, but yeah, he's like, he's infamous for ruining strategies when it comes to Ferrari, and makes the car spin quite a bit. So Spinala was born. Benito, that's it. Benito, yeah. Very infamous. But yeah, that's where Spinala comes from. His poor communications and stuff. Really bad.
Interesting. Ferrari is a meme factory.
Yeah, they're even though they've been in the sport for so long and they're very prestigious and everything, they're just so bad when it comes to communication. It's really bad.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, I think I'm all yapped out of Formula 1 now. I hope you've learned some stuff today.
I did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of my questions I don't think I have any more questions. If I do, obviously I'll just ask. But I think I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I very much understand it. I could see myself like actually paying attention now.
That's good. That's good. I mean, like I said, there probably will be races where nothing happens, but you can kind of tell when that's gonna happen, and you could just go, okay, I'm not watching anymore.
Yeah.
You know, there are races there, as soon as you know it's gonna rain or whatever, you know that's the race you want to watch because it's gonna be really exciting.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
Oh my goodness. It is a very hot day today, so I am gonna head off. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, Thank you for having me. This is fun.
No problem. Do you have a stream that you're gonna be doing within today or like the next few days or?
Yeah, today around 6 p.m. EST over on Twitch.
Ooh, what you gonna be doing?
We're probably going to be doing MLB The Show, but I've been on a kick of playing really bad sports games that I find on Steam.
Understandable.
And playing those. And maybe, since I know now I do have F1, maybe I'll play F1 on stream. And I have the wheel. I have the wheel and pedals and everything.
Look at you. You're already set up, ready to go. They gotta
know.
get you on the team.
I bought the wheel to play a football game with it.
Oh my god. Wait, what?
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. I lost by like 100. It was bad.
Oh no. Oh no.
But yeah.
Well, I hope you have fun with that. Please be sure to check out Scarlet's YouTube and Twitch, obviously. Her link is in the title, so feel free to check her out. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today. Thank you, Scarlet, for joining me. Do you have any final words?
Vroom vroom.
Vroom vroom.
Vroom vroom.
Goodbye, guys. Bye bye bye.